Hello everyone, and welcome back to Elohim Eternal. The gate you found is locked with a seal. Our prophets and oracles are researching it as we speak. They can't break the seal. No. The seal is written in ones and zeros. Binary, the language of the Canaanites. But we've broken those seals before using code. This one's different. I've never seen its like. We are trying, but it's been a week and we've made no progress. Is it the same for the Atticans? Difficult to tell, but I think so. I'm led to believe that the reason we haven't made progress on the seal is due in part to the inner turmoil of our peoples. It's a race to see who can break the seal first. Yes, something sinister brews in our ranks. If it was up to Jamara and Alcandros, we'd have a civil war in our hands. You think they want another war? Truthfully, no. They hate each other, but war is not what they're after. But there is something. What? You know, but aren't telling me. Please, Uncle. I've lost so much already. I need to know why. What is this all for? It has to do with the battle at Mount Sinai and last week's events. I think someone knew that the Canaanites were lying in wait for us. I also think those same people are the ones who planted the Infernos and detonated them. An Attican? Could be a Jehudan. I don't know. Should we not look into this? I have been, but there's only so much I can do. I have my duties here as an elder. And Jamara already doesn't trust me. If Jamara and Alcandro suspect that I'm involved in this, they might have me branded as a traitor and killed. That's harsh judgment. Yet fair. And it would mean my seat on the Council of Judges would be open. Jamara thinks I'm too neutral, and Alcandros wants as many Attican judges sitting on the council as possible. Funny how they both hate each other, yet want the same thing, granted for different reasons. What if someone else investigates on your behalf? Someone they won't suspect. You mean in secret? That could work. You can't just leave this be. Civil war would be blasphemy to the Cosmocrators. We have to stop it. I know, and I want to stop it. But who can I send? Ahem. You must be joking. They won't suspect a soldier. True. But... what? Because of my arm? It could prove dangerous. I can still fight. Joshua, I can't. Let me prove it to you. I'll take you on right here and now. You need to rest. I tell you I'm ready. Fine, you think you can still fight? Well then, let's see for ourselves. Guards? Attack him. Don't worry, you won't get in trouble. This is meant to be a test. Problem, Joshua? Isn't this what you wanted? I don't have a weapon. That is a problem. Would this spear work? Your father used a spear. It was his preferred weapon. In your condition, it might be better than using a sword. You would have the distance and still be able to attack efficiently. What do you think? Come at me. They look so polite. What? Did the game just crash? Wait, what happened? Didn't give me a crash error, it just closed. Let me try that again. That was very strange. Oh, I gotta go through this again. Well, thankfully this is MV, I think, so you can just hold down the button. Okay, nothing happened that time. What is the currency? How do you absorb it? I was thinking maybe you absorbed it from monsters. But no, we just got some from humans. I am very interested what this is. Like, impressive. See? I told you I could fight. But I'm not convinced yet. Remember, Joshua, you can give up at any time. You are still recovering after all. I've rested long enough, Uncle. Let me show you what I've got. Very well, then. Use of elemental... Let us duel. Use of elemental or divine magia is prohibited. Let us rely on our swords and spears. Down. A lunge. Okay. Are those stats, or... Okay, so this is just kind of rock, paper, scissors, I take it? Huh. Nope. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. I don't know what that is. Like, giving up already. I'm not done yet. Damn it. I can't believe I'm about to do this. You'll let me go? I'll rely on you for this mission. I sucked at that, dude. Wait. You will? Truly. Who knows? I might make you a judge if you succeed. You'll need more than elemental magi to defend yourself against Shedem you encounter on your journey. Take this refined crystallis. Wild Waste. It'll teach you a powerful divine magi. Once taught, be sure to equip it in your Koshin. Koshin. What are you staring at, Idanite scum? There you are. I know you. Careful, sister. It's all right. You're the one who stopped them from slaughtering us. Stop them for now, at least. You see, it's only a matter of time before our executions. Why not free us? We promised not to return. I'm afraid I don't have the key. And even if I did, how far do you think you'd get? You are in Jericho, the headquarters of the Council of Judges. I'm afraid there's no chance of escape. What do you want, then? To talk. To see you. Be sure to get a good look. You're not as pretty behind bars, I admit. Pretty? You think I'm pretty? You are one strange Idanite. If your people heard you speak like that, they would brand me a traitor because you're a Cainite. Or are you? You certainly don't look like a Cainite. At least not completely. Don't tell him anything, Ruthia. Ruthia, so that's your name. It's a soft, calm-sounding name. Thank you. We don't have time to talk. Or we don't have to talk to him. What else can we do? Maybe he can help us. He already said he won't let us escape. Maybe he can negotiate our release. I am only half Cainite. My father was a Cainite. And your mother was an Indonite? No, my mother was not from this planet. She hails from Kanoma. I am half Kanoman. Kanoman. It's the planet you Indonites think is, where people go where they die. So heaven. So she's like half angel? I was interested in you before, but now I am riveted. The planet we call Sheol you refer to as, Kanoma. How did your mother come to this planet? Is she of, Actually, no, isn't Sheol more like a hell kind of place? I don't know. Is she one of Hosanna's children? What is Konoma like? What does Konoma even mean? Or does it have a meaning? Answer a question for me first. Why do you Aeonites hate us Cainites so much? Ah, it's part of our holy mission from the Cosmic Creators. The Dinger. The what? I've never heard of that term before. That is what we call you your two gods. Oh, hold on. The Dinger. El and Asherah. We too have separate names for them. The Jehudans call them Adam and Eve. The Atticans call them Uranus and Gaia. But they are oh my god, this is confusing. Like, two gods having 3 names? That's really cool. Like, that's good world building, but that's hard for me to wrap my head around. But they are created beings made in the kingdom of heaven of Hosanna. It was the Cosmic Creators who created the Eonites for the sole purpose of eradicating the Cainites. It was a mission sent to our founding fathers, Avram. But you have driven us out. You have taken our land. The Cainites were on this planet before you. I won't deny that. But if you were left to your own devices, you would find a way to Konoma, to Hosanna's chosen people and planet. Hosanna sacrificed himself to save his chosen people from your devouring god Ahix. The Cosmic Creators created the Eonites to stop the Cainites because of your sinful natures. Sinful natures? What sinful natures? I'll give you an example. At Mount Sinai, your people developed what we call infernos. You used these devastating devices against us and killed hundreds of our people at Mount Sinai. Many of those were our leaders, who were both loved and cherished. Infernos? We have nothing like that. What? She speaks the truth. If Cainites had such a weapon, wouldn't we use them against you to win the war? Perhaps. Unless you witnessed its devastating effects. Oh, we did. Our people were lost in that battle you speak of as well. Others have been trapped in Mount Sinai for more than a decade, as you saw for yourself. I don't understand. Then who created those infernos? Who set them? Who detonated them? We don't know. Why not ask your own people? Don't you hate each other? And you call us the sinful ones. It seems you have some investigating to do. Beos. My name is Beos. Well, Beos, seems you came here for nothing. There's nothing we can offer. That's interesting. My duty is to find the people responsible for the infernos used in the Battle of Mount Sinai. It's a task I've been wanting to do for years, ever since my father died. Not died, but was murdered. To start, I should speak to the people who were at Mount Sinai at the time, or who were in some way involved. That means speaking with Jamara, the head of the Jehudan judges. I can find him at the main offices of the Jehudans in the Jehudan wing of Jericho. Next, I should speak to Melishi, one of the oldest Jehudan prophets. No doubt he's at the library in the Attican wing of Jericho. Lastly, I should speak to my mother. She's probably at the villa, which is not too far from Jericho. First, I should speak to Jamara and Malashi, then head over to my mother's villa. Also, didn't they say that, like, an extra thing was available now? Oh, whoops. Doesn't look it. So did that teach it to him? Ah, there it is. Okay, that uses some health. That's cool. Okay. So he's a bit of a Black Knight right now. You don't really see that as a protagonist very often. Black Knight is more like a dual-tagonist kind of coded class. What is it, Joshua? I want to ask you some questions about Mount Sinai, about the Infernos. What about it? Make it quick, boy. What can you tell me about the event leading to the battle? Lamech led us into Mount Sinai. He said the cosmic creators guided us. That they wanted us to enter Mount Sinai to receive their blessing. He was wrong, the fool. It's filled him with shame ever since. He has never been the same. What was Lamech like before? A true warrior king. He would be my predecessor. But now I am not so sure he would make a great leader. He is a shell of the man he once was. What were the Infernos like? Like a bright light from the kingdom of heaven, a burning, destructive, blinding light. It was hard to tell where the blast came from. One moment we were in the dark caverns of Mount Sinai, and the next we were engulfed in white light. And when the light disappeared, death and the ground split in two. I've never experienced anything the like. Who do you think did it? The Atticans. This was their plan all along. Why not the Canaanites? They are in bed together. Oh, Jesus. Okay, everyone's like just suspecting everyone of everything. Why else do you think they wanted those Canaanites we found in Mount Sinai to be captured? We should have killed them. It's for the safety of our people. What proof do you have that it was the Atticans? At the Battle of Mount Sinai, we had more casualties than they did. That's hardly a reason. They had more survivors. Do you know why? Because they knew it would happen. I wouldn't trust an Attican. Never. God, there is all... something that feels very, like, religious violence, like, coded like this is people gossiping about the other side all the time. That definitely comes through in this story. I can't believe more Canaanites are still left alive. Some look as old as my son, no more than 16 or 17. It means the Canaanites must still be out there in Ugarit. But we've never seen them. Not one sighting in years, unless they were hiding. Yes, they must have been hiding and breeding new soldiers. They must have been scouting our forces and seeing where they can strike to get back at us. They won't succeed. The judges are united in stopping them. I'm sure of that. Still talk to you. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. You just repeat dialogue. So this is the Attican wing. Yep, okay, there he is. Jericho artifact. Oh, and here are these guys. Doesn't make any sense to me why we would keep these Canaanites locked up. Wait, no, that's not him. What was I thinking? This is clearly not a library. We should execute them, and swiftly. Canaanites are expert evacuators. They can dig as hard and efficiently as moles. If we think a cage can contain them, we're sorrowfully mistaken. I have guards watching them all day and night to make sure they don't try anything suspicious. Oh god, okay. These humans were blameless, innocent, like children. They would not touch evil or experience death, only be full of life and love, just as Hosanna was life and love. At night, when the light of the kingdom of heaven dimmed and the shadows grew longer, a great and terrible beast emerged from the wild wasteland, Ahix, born from the underworld, whose belly never saw the light of Hosanna. The beast slithered into. So is Ahix a Lucifer? Because it says slithered there. His presence was oppressive and dark, and the eyelids of the children of Hosanna became heavy. They lay to rest, closed their eyes, and slept. The wild beast Ahix saw this sleeping child of Hosanna, and one by one took them and devoured them, so that their light was no more. Oh my god, there's multiple pages. Angry and heartbroken, Hosanna sent a great flood, filling the Shekinah until the corruption of Ahix was drowned and destroyed. None survived. Nothing was left. With the help of the cosmic creators, Hosanna restored his creation. Countless planets were created. A whole universe came to be. On the planet, animals, birds, and creeping things filled the ground, in the air, and the sea. The children of Hosanna were reborn again. Together with Leviathan and Behemoth, land and water were brought together in order. But the order would not last, and darkness returned. A great sickness infected the planets. One by one, Ahix devoured the plants and the animals and the birds and the creeping things. Even the children of Hosanna were once again lost to Ahix. Together with the cosmic creators and Leviathan and Behemoth, Hosanna waged war against Ahix. Whole planets were wiped out in a battle that swept the cosmos. 2 planets remained standing, Sheol and Iden. The final battle took place on Iden. The cosmic creators moved the remaining few children of Hosanna and Sheol and protected them. Hosanna, who loved his creation, sacrificed himself. His power, his holiness, and his light poured into Ahix, utterly destroying evil. Ahix shattered into countless pieces and fell like rain. Gradually, the planet of Iden was restored. The waters were purified and new land emerged. From the kingdom of heaven, the cosmic creators kept a close watch on the planet of Iden and were aghast when from the abyss came metal men and women. They called themselves Cainites, after their father Cain. Cain? I didn't even make that comparison. They worshipped Ahix and took from the land, poisoning it. The Cainites banded together, and Cain raised his fist to the kingdom of heaven and declared himself Lord. He would take everything Hosanna had built in the name of Ahix. He would rule Sheol. He would enslave Hosanna's people on Sheol, and he would sit on the throne of Hosanna. Anchored, the cosmic creators confused the Cainites, cursing them with the Code of Babel. The Babel Code! Oh my god. They couldn't understand one another, speaking only in ones and zeros. Even with the Code of Babel, the Cainites continued to grow and soon could understand each other using a code they devised amongst themselves. With the wisdom bestowed upon them from Hosanna, the cosmic creators created a kind of humanity from their own bodies. That is quite a sentence. A kind of humanity. Or quite a saying. Bone of our bones and flesh of our flesh. The Indanites were made, and the firstborn, the one to lead them into battle against the Canaanites was Avram. Avram had 2 sons, Jehudah and Attakah. They together, with their brethren, they warred against the Canaanites. The holy mission of the Indanites was declared from the highest peak of the kingdom of heaven. Annihilate the Canaanites, protect the children of Hosanna on Sheol, and guard the sanctuary of the kingdom of heaven. Indanites and Canaanites will worship the cosmic creators. How can that be? All my life I've been taught that the Canaanites are the sworn enemies of the cosmic creators. Sounds like a fanciful dream to me. To me. I will never worship alongside a Canaanite. What do you mean only 120 experience? That was like 4 whole ass pages. Joshua, so it's true that about your arm. As a cosmic creators, how could they let this happen? It wasn't Adam and Eve's doing. I was careless, but I can still continue my duties as a soldier for Jehudah. It was a lesson, nothing more. A hard lesson. You could have been killed. That is the risk I take. You are just like your father. I am delighted to have your company. I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind. It's about the battle at Mount Sinai. I suppose that day will haunt me until I am retired with Hosanna. Were you at the battle? I wasn't at the battle, no. Prophets and oracles tended not to accompany judges in the war effort. We are experts in the Koshin and Magia, but only a handful of us consider ourselves magos. Mostly when prophets and oracles did accompany judges in battle, we were healers. At times we did go on the offensive, but it was rare. What was the aftermath of the battle? It was complete chaos. We suffered a great loss. There was mourning for weeks afterwards. Many respected brave judges, including elders, were counted among the dead. The mourning gave way to animosity between the two tribes of Iden. The Jehudans and Atticans nearly broke out into civil war following the tragedy at Mount Sinai. What stopped it? The war effort. We still weren't finished driving out the Canaanites and fulfilling our holy mission for the cosmic creators. Jehudans and Atticans have always competed with one another, but it was a healthy brotherly competition. But after the battle at Mount Sinai, relationships changed drastically. So I need a drink of water, hold on. Every day we avoid civil war is a blessing. That's what I hope to do. I hope to stop a civil war from occurring. You retired after the battle at Mount Sinai, did you not? A year or two after, yes. Around the time the war with the Canaanites was coming to an end. Older prophets and oracles left sooner. Some of them were quite young. One of my own disciples left. He was a brilliant prophet, but he too changed after the tragic event. What was his name? Balaam. I've heard he has become quite the recluse, conducting his own research. Balaam. Why does that name sound familiar? It might very well be. He was counted as one of the survivors in the battle at Mount Sinai. Unlike most prophets, he joined the judges in their siege for Mount Sinai. He considered himself a magos. So he was there at the battle. Interesting. It may help to visit him. Does he live in Jericho? Last I heard, he took up residence in Sidon. Sidon, I see. Thank you, Malachi. You've been a great help. Happy to answer your questions. I must say you are not the first to come to me for this information. Oh, did Lamech come speak to you? No, it was a different judge. An Attican. Attican? What was his name? He didn't introduce himself, but he was very young, perhaps your age. I think we know who that is. I see. One more question, if you don't mind. What have you been doing since you retired as a prophet? Only what any self-respecting retired prophet would do, studying and pondering the scriptures. Right now I am writing a new commentary. I would be pleased to read it. I'll send you a copy the moment the moment it is transcribed. Thank you, Malachi. I appreciate your time. Joshua, come to continue your studies. Curious, what are you reading? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, what are you reading? I'm reading from the prophet Elisha. Brilliant mind. He lived during the thick of the war. He was even advisor to Jehudah and Attican, who jointly took up the mantle of leadership after their father passed on to Sheol. He had a wondrous fascination with the landscape of Iden, commenting on its various plains, mountains, and rivers. Not every single book ever written, no. There are other ancient books and scrolls in storage. Only a select few prophets and oracles are permitted to enter. They are tasked with the care of these documents. Some even copy out the manuscripts to ensure we have surviving copies in case anything should happen to damage the original copies. There are books, psalms, proverbs, poems, legal documents, and codes. It's true what the ancient writers say, that one could spend several lifetimes studying the Holy Scriptures. My favorite? Do I have to pick just one? I would say the Book of Conquest. The book tells of the forefathers taking to Iden from the Canaanites, reclaiming the land that belongs to us as the children of the cosmic creators. The tales are sometimes fanciful, but that's what makes them such exciting reads. Haha, that I do not doubt, young Joshua. You must appreciate the time when you can sit down and read a book. It is far better than war. Alrighty. I think we're going to be going into town next, so I think we'll leave it off here. Thanks for watching.